Amazon, the titan of global e-commerce, is not quietly adapting to Donald Trump's economic policies. It's actively rewriting the rules of global trade to survive them. What we're witnessing isn't just a shift in strategy, it's a dramatic, deliberate retreat from the traditional American supply chain model. And at the heart of this retreat lies a political decision with massive consequences: Trump's tariffs. Far from rebuilding American industry, these tariffs are dismantling the infrastructure that powered the U.S. consumer economy for decades. And Amazon, once a symbol of borderless efficiency, is now leading the charge away from the very country it helped define. Overnight, entire trade routes that had been stable for years are collapsing. Products that once flowed effortlessly from Chinese factories to U.S. doorsteps are now trapped behind a wall of taxes, bureaucracy, and unpredictability. It didn't happen with a press conference or a press release. There was no dramatic showdown. In Washington, just a sudden shift: Amazon canceling contracts, rerouting shipments, and quietly scaling down operations in U.S. ports. A pivot so massive it's now causing tremors from the factories of Shenzhen to the warehouses of Texas. The reason? A 10% blanket tariff on all imports, with China bearing the brunt at a devastating 145% for key categories. That's not tough on China rhetoric. That's economic carpet bombing. And let's be clear, this isn't some theoretical squabble between a tech giant and the White House. This is playing out in real time, in the prices on your screen, in the shipping delays you're already feeling, and in the mounting pressure on thousands of small businesses that rely on Amazon's platform. The cheap stuff economy, the one that let American consumers buy phone cases for $2 and kitchen gadgets for $3, is imploding. Amazon's haul section, designed to compete with platforms like Temu and Shein, has effectively become collateral damage in Trump's trade war. The loophole that allowed sub-$800 packages to avoid tariffs has been slammed shut, and now the business model that brought ultra-affordable products from Chinese sellers is collapsing. Behind the scenes, panic has already set in. Chinese sellers, who once shipped tens of thousands of packages per day to the U.S., are now watching their businesses vaporize. Some are pivoting to Europe or Brazil, but many are giving up entirely. And in Shenzhen, a city that's practically built around e-commerce exports, industry leaders are warning of a sector-wide collapse. Wang Xin, head of the Shenzhen Cross-Border E-commerce Association, called the situation catastrophic. "No one can survive this," he said, and he's right. The numbers back him up. Amazon has already restructured over $13 billion in import contracts, rerouting supply chains through Vietnam, India, and Mexico. This is not a minor adjustment. It's a full-scale migration. And let's not pretend. This is about nationalism or job creation. Trump's tariff crusade was supposed to bring jobs back to America, but what's actually happening is more outsourcing. Just smarter this time. Amazon isn't building new factories in Ohio. It's opening fulfillment centers in northern Mexico. Assembly lines aren't coming back to Detroit. They're expanding in Vietnam and Malaysia. The jobs that were promised to Americans are going elsewhere, and the only thing coming back is the bill. Meanwhile, U.S. ports are starting to look like ghost towns. Long Beach and Los Angeles, once the beating heart of America's import economy, are seeing containers pile up with nowhere to go. Truckers are hauling less, warehouses are half empty, longshoremen are being told to stay home, and all the while, Amazon is quietly shifting its logistics to avoid the carnage, redirecting goods through Latin America, even Europe, to dodge the tariff squeeze. The irony? Trump wanted to hurt China, but the biggest wound is bleeding right here at home. But the biggest lie of all, the one Trump keeps repeating, is that China is paying for these tariffs. That's simply not how tariffs work. Importers pay the duties. Those costs are passed to retailers, and retailers pass them to you. Consumers are footing the bill, plain and simple. Yale's Budget Lab projects that the average American household will lose over $2,800 in purchasing power this year alone. Not from inflation, but from tariffs. And it's only going to get worse. Walmart has warned it can't hold prices much longer. Home Depot says product lines may disappear. Barbie dolls are about to get more expensive. Baby car seats are projected to rise by $100. Shoes, phones, electronics, they're all going up. Even Amazon, with all its scale and leverage, can only hold the line for so long. Right now, the company is eating those losses, trying to shield consumers from sticker shock. But that strategy isn't sustainable. CEO Andy Jassy has admitted as much. Costs are up, margins are tight, and while demand is stable for now, the math simply doesn't work long term. At some point, the price hikes will be too obvious to hide. And when that happens, consumers will feel betrayed. Because this wasn't supposed to happen. Tariffs were sold as a way to rebuild America. Instead, they're rebuilding Vietnam's export sector. Behind the scenes, the political panic is real. When Amazon was reportedly planning to display tariff-related cost increases directly on product pages, Trump lost it. His press team accused Amazon of sabotage, of staging a political ambush. The company backtracked, denied the plan, and quietly buried the idea. But the message was already out. The costs are real, and the president doesn't want you to see them. What's happening now is a quiet but total realignment of global logistics. Amazon isn't just shifting inventory, it's shifting the future. And what's being left behind isn't just empty warehouses, it's a hollowed-out promise. The American consumer, who has relied on Amazon to deliver affordability and speed, is now being asked to pay more for less. And the American worker, who was promised jobs and factories, is watching that promise be rerouted to Vietnam and Mexico. This isn't a correction. It's a collapse. If Trump returns to power and doubles down on this strategy, the ripple effect could become a shockwave. Companies like Amazon are just the first domino. Others will follow. And the question for Americans isn't whether they support tough on China rhetoric. It's whether they're willing to pay the price for a policy that's failing by every metric. Economically, politically, and strategically. So the next time you see a delayed shipment or a higher price tag, remember, this isn't inflation. This isn't a glitch. It's a warning. The backbone of America's consumer economy is being reshaped in real time. And Amazon, the company that once made everything easier, is now sounding the alarm by quietly walking away.